So, welcome everybody to the CCLS China chapter launch event. And this welcome event is part of a series of global meetings that we've had to set up our 19 chapters that CCLS now has. And today you're going to hear from Professor Yanis Kokoris, who's chair in competition law and economics. And he might be either speaking in advance or after Dr. Bernard Schneider, senior lecturer in international tax law. And he's also the chapter academic who has a particular interest in China community. Also joining us today is Christine Zhou, head of business development and program management international, and many of you will know both Christine and Bernard. And then you'll hear from the chapter committee members, and there'll be an opportunity for you to speak. And it's just a very informal event. We're going to talk about what you're doing now, any of your memories of your time at CCLS, and any thoughts or ideas, questions about the chapter activities. So I don't think that Yanis Kokoris is here quite yet. So we'll just sort of jiggle things around a bit. And Bernard, perhaps you could speak next.
Sure, happy to speak. Good evening and good afternoon for those of you who are in this time zone. Welcome everyone to this inaugural event of the China Alumni Chapter. As Celia mentioned, my name is Bernard Schneider. I'm Senior Lecturer in International Tax Law at CCLS, and I'm the Director of the Tax Program. But I'm here today in my capacity as the academic lead for the China Alumni Chapter. And I'm really very excited to be part of this and to help this lovely initiative because as Celia sort of briefly alluded to, I have a long-standing research and personal interest in China. In the last 10 years in particular, CCLS has become increasingly involved with China and teaching about China. We have, I'll give you a quick sort of, bring you up to date a bit for those of you who have not been at CCLS for a few years. We have two dedicated China law modules, Chinese business law, which actually I started and then convened for several years, and intellectual property in China. And more importantly, actually, I think one of the things that our current students benefit from is discussion of Chinese law and policy across a broad range of so-called general modules. So in other words, not only do we have two dedicated China law modules, but China is now regularly discussed in a wide range of our modules, as well it should be. China's one of the most important economies and one of the most important legal jurisdictions in the world, as you of course know. So that's as of course it should be. And in addition, several of the academics, myself included, engage in research on a wide range of Chinese areas of Chinese law and policy, including taxation, intellectual property, banking and finance, dispute resolution, and more. And our collaboration with Chinese institutions has also really increased in the last few years. Among the government institutions and bodies is the China National IP Administration. Again, as many of you know, we're particularly strong in intellectual property at CCLS. Also with the Shanghai Commission on Commerce, there's a lot of cooperation with many academic institutions in China, including, among others, Tsinghua, Renmin, and Wuhan. And also sort of more informal, if you will, academic to academic contacts with academics and institutions across the country. I'm getting briefly, because I know that there are others who will be more up to date on this than I, but a brief overview. We have a very distinguished group of Chinese alumni since the late 1980s when Chinese students started to come in any numbers to CCLS. Since then, we've welcomed about 400, more than 400 students, who are now, of course, distinguished alumni. And really, you have enriched our research, our classroom discussions in actually pretty much every specialism has had Chinese students. In particular, again, perhaps not surprisingly, intellectual property, international business, commercial and corporate, banking and finance, and of course the general LLM, but throughout, including, I have to say, my tax program. So really, the Chinese students we've had at CCLS have enriched our research and teaching, and I hope that now that you are alumni, you will continue or re-establish contact with CCLS for everyone's mutual benefit, as they say. And we continue to attract excellent Chinese students, and in a few months we will add several dozen more to the list of Chinese alumni. So I think on that note, let me say again, welcome to all of you, those of you who are here virtually now, and those of you who hopefully will be listening to this recording later. Welcome to the alumni, the China Alumni Chapter, and we hope that we will see you again soon and often. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. So that's very timely because Professor Yanis Kakouras has just arrived. So and he is hopefully available now to speak. And he is speaking on behalf of Professor Ian Walden, Director of CCLS, who is unable to make it today. But welcome, Yanis. Thank you. Thanks, Bernard.
Thank you very much, Celia, and thanks, Bernard, because the point you were making, I don't think I can add much more to that than to just welcome the alumni that I see. I'm very happy to see some familiar faces. So I see Min Fei there. I see Ziru Li there. I've met some of you I meet every time I come to China. Some of you I meet a bit less often, but I will actually try to meet all of you next time I come to China. So it's thank you for joining the chapter. I think our alumni chapters are very important for CCLS. It is evidence of the quality of the student journey and the experience that you all had at CCLS and Queen Mary, and you still want to be involved with us, and we're very, very grateful for that. The aim of the chapters, and I'm sure Celia will have presented all of this in the documentation that you will receive or have received already. But the aims of the chapters, and specifically the aim of the China chapter, is to bring together our alumni. And as Bernard said, this is a very, very large group across the globe, and it's actually expanding on a year-by-year basis. So it's bring together alumni from different countries, bring together alumni within the countries, and get to create a network that will benefit and will actually help each other. And that's very important because you've already been at CCLS, you've been at Queen Mary, you've been back now, you have successful careers, and you're actually leading your lives. And it's very important for our next alumni to know that there is already a community in China that has come to Queen Mary, has has achieved great success and is now back and can actually approach you for guidance and mentorship. So your role and your involvement did not stop once you received your degree from us. And we are very grateful for that you still want to be involved with CCLS. We will be organizing a number of different events with all the chapters, and you will also be responsible for doing that. You will have your academic attaché, in effect. And Bernard, I guess that's you for being here. Perfect. I was trying to get Bernard's job on this, but he speaks Mandarin, I don't, so he actually beat me to it. That's why he's the academic attaché and I cannot be. But I will come to China and I will be very, very happy to see all of you. So on behalf of Professor Ian Walden, CCLS and Queen Mary, welcome. Very, very nice to see you all. And we all look forward to working very, very closely with you going forward. Celia, back to you. You're on mute. You're still on mute. You're smiling, but you're still on mute.
Thank you, Yanis. So now it's over to the committee members. Who would like to go first? How about Simon? And then you can nominate the next committee member.
Okay, thank you, Celia. Hi, everyone. Good evening for everyone in China, and good afternoon for everyone in London. My name is Simon. My Chinese name is Gao Bo, and I did the MSc Management of Intellectual Property program from 2013 to 2014. And also I did a postgraduate certificate in IP law at the same time as part of the program design. And the program was very well designed, and we received absolutely top tier education, and also many kinds of support from our office, the CCLS office as well. Like we constantly receiving job opportunities, posts for internships, and also for full-time job opportunities after graduation. And actually, I still receive these kind of emails even today. So it's really kind and helpful. And also, I think that was really a very good year that I spent in London with CCLS, with Queen Mary. After graduation, I actually found a job at a political organization in London. So I think the legal background is indeed very useful, and it can be appreciated not only by the law firms, but also some NGOs, some government organizations as well. And also I know that after I came back to China as well, so the legal background can be used in many ways. So I think even if you don't want to work for law firms, you can still find your legal background very useful, and there'll be different kinds of gates open to you. After I came back to China, I worked for an international law firm. It's actually a British firm, Simmons. I worked in the IP dispute resolution team. Actually, I got this opportunity to work for this law firm from an alumni. So normally international law firms in China, they don't recruit many people, especially for like graduates graduating from different countries, not in China. So if you have an alumni work in the law firm, it will be very helpful for you to know they have openings which can be closed very quickly. So after practicing law in law firms, I then switched to financial industry. I've been working in private equity and venture capital investment in technology sectors, which is actually also substantially related to law. So the legal background is also very useful in this kind of job as well. I also I've been doing some research, even though I'm working in a financial profession, but I've been also doing some legal research on my part-time, like cross-border M&A, IP securitization, and also some space law, as Christine mentioned earlier. Which actually this area has a lot to do with IP as well. So what I want to say is, after you graduate from CCLS, you can still do some research on part-time while you're working. And also, I've been the university's alumni ambassador in Beijing. So it's great honor and pleasure to be part of the CCLS China chapter. And I'm looking forward to what we can achieve together in the future. Thank you. So I think I'm supposed to nominate next speaker. How about Zhou?
Okay, thank you, Simon. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Zhou Li, and I did 2 master degrees at CCLS. The first one is MA Regulation and Compliance from 2018 to 2019. Second one is LLM Law and Economics from 2019 to 2020. I was also the course rep for these two programs, and I also participate in the mentoring scheme, actually 2 mentoring schemes during these 2 years. I had a very good time at CCLS. I met brilliant friends and academics here. I was impressed by the professional dedication and achievement of our professors. And CCLS teaches me to be brave and to be proactive and cherish each opportunity. So I think I made a lot of progress since I went to CCLS. Because my career goal is to be an academic, so I mainly engage in some academic work. I am applying to the CCLS for a PhD program. My topic would be about the cross-border bank resolution cooperation. I'm very honored to be one of the committee members of CCLS China chapter, and I very much looking forward to working with my brilliant colleagues and our alumni team. Thank you. So if I may nominate, Minfei, would you like to be the next?
Hi, I don't know if everyone can hear me or not. Sorry, I'm quite occupied today. I'm terribly sorry because I'm still in the office and a very typical law firm day. I'm still busy with my documents, tons of stuff. But anyway, I'm very glad that I can join the China chapter committee and also can do my best for the alumni activities and the further development here in China. And I once studied in CCLS from 2015 to 2016. And my major was international business law. And currently I'm working in a law firm also focused on PEVC investment and also some capital market business. Something I guess related to Simon's profession here right now. Some days before I was doing some documents related to a VIE investment structure, and from days on I've seen so many things and contracts, agreements that very similar to what I've studied back in CCLS, and just want to say thank you for all the professors and the students and my colleagues back in London who helped me and also tutored me even after I graduated from CCLS. And I guess that's for now. All the things I want to say, and I very much looking forward to work with everyone here in China, and also I hope that the pandemic could be better and very soon, and meet all of you very soon. Thank you. And if I could nominate the next one, please, Mr. Fu, can you be the next one? Judge Fu.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hi. Because there's something wrong with my VPN in my computer, so I use my mobile phone. I hope you can hear me clearly. I'm glad to participate in this event and see many old friends, and it reminds me the good old days when I was in London. Now I'm a full-time judge at Shanghai Financial Court, and I'm also in charge of a division dealing with all kinds of financial cases, including securities, bankings, and other financial transactions. And I did a program, Law and Finance, from 2019 to 2020. It was a unique experience, also a painful experience, because I have to do this mathematics again after I have been serving as a judge for about 20 years. But that was very but I cherish that kind of experience because the study in CCLS taught me a lot of things that I can use now in my judicial career. Today, I'm very glad I can participate in this launch event of China chapter. And I think it's a great platform that we can share our expertise and also share our life. And I think also we can use this platform to organize some kind of offline events. Maybe we can see you guys, including the professors in China someday, and have dinners. And I think I would like to join this chapter and be a committee member and make my contributions to this alumni network. Thank you. And as to the next committee member who is willing to say something.
I think that might all be the all the committee members that are here. Is anybody else? So maybe it's over to other participants. Would anybody like to say a little bit about what you're perhaps doing now and any of your recollections of your time at CCLS? Who would like to go first? I wondered if Shelley might like to go because you introduced yourself in the chat.
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Shelley Qitong Tang, and I studied LLM in art, business, and law during 2018 to 2019. And I think I've met most of you, if not all, when we had events at CCLS, especially I think the one with the Chinese New Year celebration. You know, we were still able to meet together, and so yeah, it was so nice to see you all again, and very nice to meet everyone. So yeah, prior to that, I also did another LLM degree in Renmin University of China, where I studied intellectual property law, which also gave me a close link to QueenMary, because a lot of my professors at QueenMary, at Renmin, are actually quite close to QueenMary as well. And I think my supervisor back then, who were supposed to came to QueenMary while I was in London to visit and do a guest lectureship, but it didn't happen in the end. But yeah, I think that's actually given me an even closer relationship with CCLS and QueenMary. So yeah, after I graduated from CCLS, I stayed in the UK, and now I'm working at Chambers and Partners as a research analyst. So what we do normally is to, because we're a legal directory, so my focus area is actually Greater China region. So I will focus on lawyers and law firms in China, Hong Kong, Macau, or other Asian areas. And yeah, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. And yeah, it's very nice to see you guys, and happy to be here. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Who would like to perhaps speak next? Otherwise, I might pick on someone. So how about Zoe Lee, if you're there? Hello,
Hi.
welcome.
Hi, sorry, unfortunately, I'm not one of the alumni of CCLS, and I'm currently working with Patty and Rita and Chenzi at China office of Global Engagement Office of QueenMary, and I'm so glad I joined this chapter, how to say that, this chapter opening event, and so glad to see all of this amazing alumnus, and hopefully we could see you guys soon in China, like not virtually, like we could probably hold an on-site event in Beijing or Shanghai, and to get more CCLS alumni involved. Thank you.
Excellent, nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Zoe. And Celia, let me just add that to, thank you so much for Zoe's support, and also obviously colleagues from the East Asia office. There are a few more wonderful colleagues who are working together with Zoe. And so each year in the past, where before the pandemic, it feels like last century, we are able to organize lots of physical events. We're hoping that, establish this as a regular thing in the future. So again, thank you so much. Back to you.
It's all right. Thank you.
How about, is that Jingmi there? Are you there, Jingmi?
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm here.
Welcome.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, I switched off my camera. Hi, everyone. My name is Jingmi, and I studied for an LLM degree in intellectual property law in 2017 to 2018. And it's a great pleasure and honor to be here today and meet so many alumni virtually with the pandemic going on and so much up and downs brought by the pandemic. It's really pity that we cannot meet with each other physically. And I still remember when prior to my joining in the CCLS, I had the pleasure, I think that's 2017, the Singapore also had the pleasure to meet with the Dean and Christine and other professors. That's 2 years ago. Like Christine just said, the times before the pandemic is just like a century ago. And my time in CCLS was a great treasure for me, especially for the topics we are talking about in class and for the dissertation topics that I was working on, because I spent a lot of time working on the international patent law, and the topics back in that time was still relevant in today, especially with the pandemic going on. And I, after graduation from CCLS, I did another master degree in international political economy in Singapore. And I came back to China last year, joined the WIPO office in China as an intern. And I completed my internship just in this March and started another internship at Citron. I didn't expect to meet alumni in the workplace. Actually, one of my senior is a graduate of CCLS. Also, she studied a Master of Science in IP Management almost 20 years ago at CCLS. So it's really a great pleasure to work with alumni in a workplace. And also I met some colleagues who based in Geneva when I was working for WIPO. It's a great pleasure to have studied in CCLS, and I really hope to meet with you and all the alumni very soon in person. Thank you.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you very much for your contribution. Amazing where alumni pop up, isn't it? Has anybody else like to speak? I'm not sure. Oh, how about, is it Palinda? Sorry, I can't see 1 second. There's some chat in the way. I can't see. Palindan? Oh, hello. How are you?
Sorry, it's my honor to join this event. My name is Kali Dan, and in Uyghur, it's I Betty. And I was in...
I think we've lost you. We might have to come back to you in a bit because at the moment we can't hear you. perhaps here we go.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes,
a bit
you're
better
a bit
than
faint.
just now, yeah.
My name is Khalidan Aibari. So I was in LLM in London in 2014 to 2015. It has been ages, like back in London. I studied in LLM in IP, intellectual property, and Professor Ian Warden was taught me in media law, and I finished my thesis in media law also. And I have been working as a lawyer in Xinjiang for like 2 years, about 2 years. And now I come to the Shenzhen to find a lawyer job, actually. So that is basically my career path. A bit kind of like confusing, but I'm really glad to hear my classmates and schoolmates, they are achieving their lawyer's job and their dreams. And I think this is really good to reunion with you guys. And I feel really encouraged, actually. Thank you. Thank you all.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you very much. Christine, might you like to speak next?
Yeah, I think that we have pretty much everyone's spoken just now. That some colleagues, some people actually have left after seeing that Matt have to speak. So obviously, I know that because of the internet connection issues and also some other technical difficulties, that we might not be able to have everyone today. But we're hoping this is the start of a much broader frame of event in the future. So I've been very lucky to have met all of you in the past, and then it's so nice to see familiar faces again, even online. And I'm really hoping that we can use this as a great platform to organize many more interesting and fruitful events, either online or physically in the future. Just saying that thanks so much for all the committee members' input and support for the past few months, and obviously my colleague Celia and Bernard's amazing work in supporting this initiative. As some of you might know, that China chapter is actually one of the many chapters for alumni establishments across the world. You know, with lots of different events coming up, we're hoping that we can engage more interests from colleagues and from alumni in different parts of China. And obviously, if you're happy to contribute, some of you who are not currently a committee member, but if you think that your capacity allow, we would definitely welcome your input, your contribution. So please do get in touch with Celia, and I'm sure that you would get her contact details from the invitation link. And obviously, thanks to our colleagues from the East Asia office as well. As I'm sure that in the future, many events that we need their support as well. Any ideas, anything that you think that you could share with us, we'll be very happy to take that on board. That's pretty much I need to say. And obviously, as you can see, I'm in the office today, picking a very nice day, a 520. I'm sure all my Chinese peers know what that means. It's a very special day to actually have this chapter launched, and we hoping to have many more in the future. Thanks. Back to you, Celia.
Thank you, Christine. So I think that, as Christine says, this is at the start of things, and we're hoping to reach out to more of the Chinese community. It is, we've just started reaching out, really, I'd say, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks ago or something like that. And if you haven't already joined the WeChat group, I'm hoping to paste it in chat, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to work. But could I instead direct you to the web page where you'll find the QR code? I'm just finding it now. So if you haven't joined the WeChat group, it is coming your way now in the chat. So, but please could you try to encourage your alumni contacts, student contacts as well, to join that WeChat group. We've also got a LinkedIn group, which I know LinkedIn isn't necessarily everyone's, sort of social media platform of choice. But again, I'll put that into the LinkedIn into the chat now. So there's 2 things for you to join if you so wish. So I think it's going to take a bit of time to reach out to all the community, because there's something along the lines of 450 of you. So obviously this is kind of the start of things to come. We will also be relaunching the Queen Mary network. So the Queen Mary network, and that'll be another platform which again alumni can choose to join if they so wish, but that will allow for conversations to happen. We can promote events on their different activities, and you can reach out direct to other alumni. Students can reach out to you if you've sort of ticked the relevant boxes that you're keen for that to happen. And also, actually, it really is for the whole community. So it's available for prospective students as well. So it can bring people together, and can also help prospective students in making a decision to join Queen Mary. So I think that's sort of all from me in terms of the encouragement to perhaps get involved and encourage others that you might be in touch with to get involved. So I don't know at this stage if there's anything that you would like to share in terms of what you might like to see within the chapter, any ideas of activities that you would like to perhaps share with the committees, that they could consider that, because it's the starting point for the committee in terms of the sort of things that they're looking at organising. So yeah, anyone got any ideas or thoughts or questions?
I think one thing I realized is that when I started working at my current company, when I wear a Queen Mary hoodie in the Zoom call, every now and then I will find alumni at my company and say, "Oh, you're also from Queen Mary," and I think this actually inspired me to think that maybe it would be a good idea to have some sort of alumni book, or if they will have a page to share that's the information that we have from the Chinese alumni graduate from Queen Mary, what they're doing at the moment, and if we have any questions, we would like to reach out, we'll have a place to go. And because I think it would be always a good idea to every now and then to meet and talk to the people we think, maybe you can get some inspiration or the idea from.
That sounds interesting. It might be that something like that could be facilitated through the Queen Mary network, but if not everyone's on that, we'll have to sort of see where perhaps I think we'll know in the coming months where we have more of a critical mass, what works best for the China community perhaps. So then we could consider something like that. Good idea.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Shelley. Just to add that, I think it's a good idea, because that you might know that some of the alumni would like to contribute as if we call for stories, for example, what you've been sort of experiencing after your graduation, after your completion of studies from CCLS, and then now that what have you, what we have helped you so far, and then what you've getting out of your studies, and also your experience in networking at new workplace, and if there's anything that you would like to share with us. And I think, Celia, perhaps we could have something like this, like call for testimonials or stories, etc., to be published in our alumni newsletter, or something specific in relation to the China chapter. Obviously, it's entirely voluntary, and then we will have to have your permission in order to do that. But it will be something really useful in relation to your suggestion just now, Shelley. So I think that will be really useful.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Thanks. Back to you, Celia.
But following on from that, we're always looking for testimonials and profiles as well. Yes, feel free to get in contact with if you're willing to share yours. It's also worth noting, if you haven't already signed up, but the committee are organising their next event on Monday. So I will just literally put that into the chat as well. It's the link for the details, And I'll just take the opportunity to share that with you now. It's on Monday, the 24th at 8 p.m. CST, and it's on regulatory changes regarding cross-border M&A and international investments after the pandemic. And the speakers will be Professor Rodrigo Olivares Carminal, who's the chair in banking and finance law, and Professor Yanis Kakouris, who spoke earlier. And the moderator will be Zhou Li, who's one of the committee members who's here today. So, so do feel free to join that, and again to share that with anybody that you're in touch with. So I don't know if anybody else would like to say anything at this stage. Bernard, is there anything that comes to mind with you?
Nothing specific beyond, beyond really reiterating what I said before, which is that I really am very happy that we have taken this initiative. China is one of the most important jurisdictions, not only as a, in legal terms and in commercial and business terms, but also, as Professor Kakouris said, for our alumni. It's one of the largest sources of CCLS students at CCLS, and that means, among other things, that it's a particularly important chapter. It's particularly important for us to have an alumni chapter for China and for our Chinese students. And I really look forward to working with all of you to make this flourish, or to help make this flourish.
Thank you. Would any of the committee members like to say anything? Because we're probably coming to a close, so anybody chip in if they have anything to say.
Can I say something?
Do, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just want to use this opportunity to thank everyone from CCLS who helped to build up close connections with different law firms, university and institutions in China, and let more people know better about Queen Mary and CCLS. And this is very important for graduates from CCLS, from Queen Mary. And also thank you for improve our alumni network and make it stronger, make it more official. And also thanks to all the professors coming to China to do lectures and some other academic activities as well, sharing their insights on different legal topics, and also promoting CCLS and Queen Mary. And also, I think we as alumni have a responsibility to contribute to the future of CCLS, of Queen Mary, as like a family. I think the motto of our university is the power of unity. So together we can achieve good things. And also I think what we've been doing today, and also what we will achieve tomorrow, or we can achieve today, are very important for the CCLS future, and also the future graduates' future. Thank you.
That's very nicely put, Simon. Thank you. Anybody else at this stage?
Sorry, if I could, because I was thinking of mentioning earlier during my self-introduction, but I kind of forgot, is that I, back then, I think I did some courses with Dr. Schneider, and I'm not sure if you still remember me, but I'd like to thank you.
I do indeed, actually.
And yes, I mean, I think tax was not necessarily my strength, but I do enjoy having you in my class, and that was a really nice time. And if there's anything I could help with the China chapter, just feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to help.
Excellent.
Great offer, thank you. I'm sure we'll be taking you up on that. So I think we're probably coming to a close. So yes, thank you very much. I'd just like to reiterate, thank you for all attending today, and for the committee members for helping kind of champion our new chapter that we're very pleased to have as part of our mix of the chapters. So we look forward to seeing you hopefully on Monday and at the next webinar event. And as we have said, this is the start of great things. So please do, through your networks, encourage alumni to join the WeChat, the LinkedIn group, and just generally share information that this chapter now exists. So we do have a web page on the CCLS alumni. So, you know, if you're unsure about different links or whatever, either contact me direct, or I'm sure you could contact Bernard or Christine, just any way to kind of reach out to help with our expanding the network. So it's really lovely that you have attended today, and thanks so much for your time, and hopefully see you soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.